Hi team, this is for the doctoral students and an introduction to a little seminar we're going to do on submitting your work for a top academic journal. So the first thing that you would need to do would be set aside some time for this seminar, which I think will allow an hour. And we will look at a few main topics, being which journal, what is your topic, and how will you submit your topic to this journal. What's the significance of submitting to an academic journal, which is a refereed journal or a scholarly refereed journal. So that can be peer-reviewed or non-peer-reviewed refereed academic journal. There are various journals with different star ratings, so you can search on the internet in your area. For example, one of the students, I believe, checked on the area of marketing theory, not something I'm normally familiar with. And there are at least two journals, a 4-star and a 5-star, in the area of marketing theory. I think one's called the Journal of Marketing and one's called the Journal of Marketing Theory. Neither of those have a particular country designation, but I believe they're English language journals, which I think if you're studying in the UK, in University of Wales, as most of my students are, that would be the way to go. English language, academic journal in your field. Have a look and see what you can find. In my field, I think it's the Journal of Urban Design is one of the key ones. It's not so easy to get into that. Well, none of them are easy to get into, but you've got to try by starting with a proposal, and in order to make a good fist of the proposal, you would look at the guidelines for contributors. So the other thing to do before coming to this seminar would be to look at what are the guidelines for contributors for the journal that you're interested in publishing in. That could be two journals, first choice and second choice, for example, as in the case of Journal of Marketing and the Journal of Marketing Theory. They have their guidelines for authors online. And you would find out what the ratings are, why they're 4-star, why they're 5-star, and maybe have a look at the editorial board of the journal to see if there's anybody you've heard of or anybody you know. One of the doctoral supervisors I work with is on the board of an academic journal, and for example, if that were your supervisor, it would be great to know that you have that contact. That being said, much of the material will be online. There's a very detailed set of guidelines for submission to the Journal of Marketing Theory, as I recall, and I made a bookmark of that, which I could bring to the seminar. Second thing is your topic. So you have to frame your topic in a way which would appeal to the academic audience in your specialist academic journal. On one hand, you will be appealing to experts in the field, for example, marketing or marketing theory. On the other hand, your language should be chosen to connect with those people who will be able to give you advice. So even if you don't get a response, an affirmative response about submitting a journal, you will get some kind of feedback about whether your topic is developed enough to be considered for the journal, and that will definitely be a worthwhile experience, if nothing else. So think about your keywords, think about your vocabulary, perhaps even write out a glossary of the key terms you're using in your research, and this will be helpful for your dissertation later anyway, and your literature review if you haven't written one. Most of you will have started or drafted your literature review, and that will be key to your submitting a draft for a publication in an academic journal. You would need to locate your work in terms of other writers in the field by citing them. In every field there are predecessors who have written about your related field, and locating your work with those other authors, what we call the corpus, the literature on your field, is essential for the academic journal board to consider your submission. Okay, the third thing is to look at the timelines and deadlines for submitting something, and to plan out your submission. Often it's like an 8,000 word piece. Have a look at some existing journal submissions, journal publications in the journal in question, and see the length, the style, and the referencing style used. This will be covered in the notes for contributors, but you can see it in the journal itself being practiced by other published authors in your field. So have a look at the style, look at the introduction, how they've introduced the topic, have a look at the abstract, which is usually at the beginning, have a look at the conclusion, have a look at the way the reference list is formatted and presented in the journal publication, and this will help you to understand the kind of expectations for your publication submission. So with those things in mind, I invite you to prepare some notes on which journals you're interested in and what the requirements for publication would be. So there are content related things. It must be relevant to the journal, it must be somehow innovative, it must have a contribution. I guess you can't really just do a review of some existing authors unless you want to write a book review, which is another thing that I have done in the past, is to write a review of a new publication, which I guess is a secondary option to writing a contribution to an academic journal, is to write a book review for an academic journal. So maybe that's something we could revisit further down the line if you're not successful, or if you would like to add that to your plan for publishing around your thesis topic. Bring your notes of what you would like to publish in which journal, and some information about the journal, whether it's refereed, which academic journals will be refereed. That's the point, is that you get feedback from an expert, and whether they are peer-reviewed, which is another thing. Some journals are peer-reviewed, some are not peer-reviewed, but there's always some kind of refereeing process in the selection by the editorial board for papers which are considered worthy of publication. And then let me know when you're ready, and we will hold this seminar. Okay, thanks.